Welcome back. We are here again with another set of questions for SQL interview preparation. So before this video, we have released or shared one more video on the same. And what are the questions we have covered? So we have covered what does a null value represent? What is a query? What is an alias? What are the different types of SQL commands? What is the difference between normalization and denormalization? Now moving to next 5 questions. If you want to have the answers to these 5 questions, please refer to that previous video on our YouTube channel and subscribe to the same as well. Now, question number 6 is, what are the different types of subqueries? So subqueries is a very brilliant concept in SQL. We have 2 concepts which are the backbone of SQL, subqueries and joins. So subqueries is one of them. So you cannot answer this question without having the practical knowledge, because if the interviewer is asking you the types, he might ask the detail if you are answering only the names of the types. Practical knowledge is very important. So I'm giving you a tutorial on the same. You need to refer to this blog on our website, everything about subqueries in SQL. What we have covered here is what is a subquery, what are the types. So this is the answer to that question, that we have 4 types of subqueries. Single row subquery, multi-row subquery, multi-column subquery, correlated subqueries. And then everything, all the types have been discussed in detail with practical example in this tutorial, right? You can see a lot of tables, queries, question and answers and operators so that you can understand it well. So please refer to this blog for the answer of this question. Moving to the next question. How can SQL queries be optimized? So this is very important. What we do when we start learning SQL, we totally focus on learning queries. We never explore the different ways of writing the queries. Okay, which way is better, which way is not better, why it is not better, why this is better. We never focus on this part, and which is fine as well, because you cannot focus on a lot of things when you just start with it. But once you say that you know SQL pretty well, you need to focus on optimization as well. What is optimization? Whenever we are writing a query, we are getting the output, but there's a time in between. What is that turnaround time? Turnaround time means the time when you are executing the query and the time when you are getting the output. What is that gap between these 2 steps? So basically, you can improve this also. What happens whenever you are executing a query, that query is going back, right? Accessing the database, picking your answer and coming back, right? We need to reduce that time. We need to reduce, we need to optimize, we need to improve the performance of the query you are writing. How we can do that, right? So there are several ways to optimize the query and improve the performance. So I have covered some 5 examples here, but they are not restricted to 5. There can be multiple ways, but I just want to cover some for the interview perspective. So specify particular columns with select rather than using select asterisk. What is the meaning? I'm taking you back to SSMS. Like here, I was saying select asterisk from MD. And when we were executing it, it is showing me all the columns in the data. But it is not necessary that I wanted to see all the columns. I wanted to see, for example, only the order date, or probably state and sales, or segment on profit. So the meaning of this first point is that instead of writing that asterisk from MD, we can write select, and then we can give the name of the columns as well. Like for example, I want to see order ID, comma, and sales. So I just have written the names of these 2 columns, and then I'm saying from MD. When I execute this, it is returning me only these 2 columns. So now what happened? Basically, so what happened? It is only giving me the required information, not wasting unnecessary time on the unrequired information, and saving the time, improving your turnaround time of the query as well. So this is one way of optimizing your query, right? What is another one? Make joins with inner join rather than where. So we use join to club 2 tables, right? And we can give some condition also. We can filter the result also. Similarly, we use where clause to give a condition. So as per the rule, inner join, when we are using, it is taking less time to reply. Where is taking more time. So make joins with inner join rather than where. This is the meaning. Define filters using where rather than having. So as we are preferring inner join over where, but we are preferring where over having. So having again is used to give a condition, but on aggregate values, right? So it takes more time. Avoid looping statements in query structure. Whenever we are using looping statements, of course, it will take more time, right? Query inside a query, query inside a query, it is called looping because a lot of controls goes in and out. So we need to avoid that, avoid correlated subqueries. So in the previous question, we have talked about correlated subqueries. So when you would be doing it practically, you will understand subquery is a concept where we have query inside a query, and correlated is not that simple. This is the most complicated one in all the subqueries. So we need to ignore that. And if you want to learn this concept, subqueries more in detail, you can refer the tutorial. If you want to go ahead after tutorial as well, you can subscribe to our SQL course on testformula.com. Question number 8, what is database? Define database. So very simple answer to this question. A database is an organized collection of information or data. So here the keyword is organized. When we talk about organized, it means it should be in tabular format, right? Like if I'm sending you some data on WhatsApp, Bharti Goel representing Edu4Sure from Delhi, analytics trainer, this is not organized, right? When it will be organized? If it is in a table format, right? So it should be in tabular format. It should be organized, number one. Number two, it should be electronically stored. If you have a table, organized data, but on a register, for example, which is not electronically stored, how will you analyze it? You cannot do that. So these are the two features. These are the two keywords you have to use in your interview to answer this question. What is SQL? SQL is a standard language for accessing and manipulating database. There is a myth that a lot of people are not aware that we can manipulate the database also. They say that SQL is a language to access the database. No, you have to use this another keyword, manipulating. Number two, you need to talk about its full form. SQL stands for Standard Query Language. Just talk about these 2 points. I don't think nothing more than this would be important. What are joins in SQL? So join clause is used to combine rows from 2 or more tables. Rows, not columns. Focus on this word, combine rows. This is important, right? Based on some related column between them. Of course, when you want to club 2 tables, you need to have something common between them, some common column on the basis of which you can combine, right? Correctly combine, actually. So this is the definition, complete definition. So basically, you need to cover 2 points, combine rows, not columns, and based on related columns. So just cover these 2 points in your definition, these 2 keywords. If you want to talk about the types of join, or probably the interviewer is asking you this as the next question from your answer, then you can say we have 4 types of joins: outer, inner, cross, and self. There is no further types in case of cross and self, but we have 3 types of outer, 3 types of inner. Then you can talk about these names. And again, if you want to learn this topic in detail practically, like I cannot give you the example of each of them in this video. So you can definitely subscribe to our course or connect to our team for further questions. So this is the second set of SQL questions we have. We would be coming up with third and fourth very soon by next week. So if you liked this video, please subscribe to our channel. If you feel it would be helpful for somebody else in your circle, please share it. Thank you so much for watching this.